Welcome back. In the previous session, we were dealing about analysis and interpretation of financial statement, and we all know what is the meaning of analysis as well as interpretation of financial statement. Financial statements are those statements that are prepared at the end of a financial year or an accounting period, and the concerned persons responsible for preparing and maintaining the documents will analyze each data or information thoroughly, and necessary interpretations are made and communicated to the top level management for effective decision making. In analysis and interpretation of financial statement, we are going to deal with how a statement can be analyzed and interpreted. Before going into analysis and interpretation, we were discussing about various financial statements. In the previous class, we were discussing about income statement or profit and loss account, profit and loss appropriation or statement of retained earnings, balance sheet in horizontal as well as vertical view. In this session, we will dealing with balance sheet in vertical view statements and various important equations which we have to deal while performing the problems. Different types of analysis: internal analysis, external, vertical as well as horizontal. Other important equations, just go through it. In the last class, we were discussing about tools of financial analysis, comparative statement, how a comparative income statement can be done. Remember, after making the necessary comparison, you need to make proper interpretation on the basis of your work. Next area we are going to discuss comparative balance sheet. Just like comparative income statement, the same procedure is followed in comparative balance sheet too. Here the details regarding two financial years are given, just like this. Here the balance sheet of Shriram Limited for the year ended 31st March concerns specific years. Items relating to two periods will be given. You need to make necessary comparison of each item and make the proper interpretations. Here you have seen a certain small explanation under this table. Actually, this is an interpretation that has to be made after making the necessary comparison. Because of the space inconvenience, I just wrote the description here. We will discuss about this area after going through the statement. Okay, let's go with the statement. This is how a comparative balance sheet look like. As the name suggests, comparative balance sheet is a comparison of various items available in the balance sheet relating to two financial years. You have to write as per this vertical view format, because here we prepare this statement for the main purpose of comparison. Okay, the item begins with liabilities. You need to split each item under different heads. In order to write the sum of all items, you need to split various items depending upon the nature. Keep that in mind. You need to split each items depending upon the nature. Under liabilities, first head means first head or first item at first group consisting of shareholders funds. You see here shareholders fund. This is a total of above three items. You need to split items on the basis of nature. Here in the question you have seen equity share capital, general reserve, profit and loss, all items are given as a group. You need to split into different groups on the basis of nature. Okay, see, let's deal with the answer. Equity share capital, general reserve, profit and loss. All these mean shareholders funds, otherwise known as equity or owner's equity or proprietor's fund. You need to be familiar with all these terms, because these terms can be used interchangeably in each cases. Okay, equity share capital of 2019 is 3,000, in 2020 is 4,000. So there is an absolute increase. there is an absolute increase, that is why here it is plus 1000. And in the previous session we were discussing about how to find the percentage increase or decrease. Just try the same equation in this case too. Next one, general reserve 3000, again 3000. Since there is no difference, the next two columns will be nil. Next one, profit and loss account. In the first year it is 1400, in the second year it is 2660. So there is an increase of 1260. Remember, you need to take the difference between current year minus base year. In the question, just go through the year. Which one is the first year? That will be the base year. Which one will be the new year? That will be the current year. If it is given 2006 and 2007, 2006 is starting year, that will be the base year, and 2007 is the current year, is taken as a current year. So always take the difference between second column here, this second column minus first column, and remember to put the years in continuous order. First one comes in the first column, next in the second column. Okay, you need to take the total of equity shareholders fund of first year, followed by equity shareholders fund of second year, and here also too you have to take the difference like that and find out the percentage. Even though in the question no details regarding shareholders fund as an item will be given, you need to specify it in the answer. Don't forget to do it. Okay, followed by shareholders fund. Next category is borrowed fund. 12% debentures, 5000, followed by 4000. There is a decrease. See, there is a decrease of 1000. It is here it's given in brackets because it's a negative value. So the percentage will also be negative. Next one, creditors 630 followed by 720. There is an increase 90. So followed that there is a positive percentage. Bills payable it is 80, 150 followed by a positive increase. Next one, borrowed fund. So don't get confused. In the question, no details will be regarding as an item named borrowed fund. This is a name given to the sum of all the above three items. No details regarding borrowed fund or shareholders fund will be given. You need to write it as a name for the total of all these items. Next one, borrowed fund is the sum of these three above items, 5000 plus 630 plus 80. Okay, 5710, same 4870, there is a decrease. Find the bracket and necessary negative percentage. After writing the items of the left hand side of the balance sheet or liabilities items, you need to write like this: total funds A plus B, which it is a sum of shareholders fund plus borrowed fund. Remember, when you take the total, don't add shareholders fund amount and borrowed fund amount with all these items. Be cautious. Here 7400 is the total of above 3 and 5710 is the total of above these 3 items. So either take the sum of 7400 and 5710, or you take the sum of 3000, 3000, 1400. Don't take 7400, 5000, 630, 80. So be cautious. Okay, total funds is sum of A is this one and B. Similarly, in 2020, this one, sum of this one and this one, and the difference is a positive number following a positive percentage. The same steps has to be followed in the asset side too. Asset side, we have split the items on the basis of nature. Here land and building, plant and building. So land and building, plant and building, furniture, all these three are fixed assets, though it is given as total fixed asset. Just like the liabilities item, we also do the same in here also. There is no computation differences between liability side and asset side. Just write the amount in the respective columns, whether there is an increase or decrease. If there is an increase, you will write the positive value. If there is a decrease, you need to write the negative value, and correspondingly there will be a positive or negative percentage. There is no difference regarding computation of liability items or assets item, just follow as per the procedure. Okay, you will get total fixed assets followed by stock, debtors, cash at bank, cash in hand. All these are current assets or current items, and the total of assets include the sum of all these three. Just like the liability side, you need to do the same in the asset side too. I hope you understand all these items. If there is any doubts, please contact. Okay, once you have done all these items, or once you have completed this comparative statement, you need to make proper interpretation regarding the statement. It's very simple. Just explain these two columns in a theoretical manner. See, here fixed assets. See, this is an interpretation which we had made on the basis of that previous statement. Here fixed asset had increased moderately by 15.32% during 2020. Current assets have also increased similarly, except cash at bank, which actually increased by 66.6. You don't need to by heart or remember all these, like just go through the statement and you will understand that what all items are increased, what all items are decreased, what all items are remaining same or constant. Just explain those items and mention it in the interpretation. I hope you understand all these. Just go through it. Thank you.